that's working at all. Alright, I can't see it working. Alright. Okay. It says I'm. Alright. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. Alright. So, here's the thing. Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be working on book 4. Guys getting the title leaked. I'm pretty sure I already leaked it before. Um, but before I really get to that, I kind of want to talk about the Destiny Project, a brand new series I launched this past month, uh, which has been crazy on the feedback that I've gotten. Right, because when I first did this video, I got views. I know my friend talked about it, and then saw that, and then I kind of made this episode, you know, being like the first episode for the Destiny Project. And the Destiny Project is this comic universe that I'm working on from scratch by myself, with some help along with my brother. And my friend is supposed to be helping, but it's been so sidetracked lately that I haven't been able to have the time to kind of discuss this stuff with him. He's been trying to make that time, and I haven't had that time, sadly. But when I did these 2 episodes, I didn't expect them to blow up. Really, this one to blow up. And so when I had launched this, I didn't expect, um, you know, it to go the way that it did. With, you know, the views and stuff, likes, there's only 2 people liked it, me and I know my friend did. But 784 views and a few likes. It says 5. There's only 4 that we can see. One reply and the stuff. And when I did this, I didn't think about getting any negative feedback. Like when I was doing this, I've been doing this for a while, right? This has been going on since the start of January, I think.
Ranking the top 10 movies.
Holy fuck, that is loud. No, 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 no. Oh my god, this is loud. Right. And so I did this at what is this? Okay, early February, right? So I've been drawing more of these characters for years, right? Destiny has been one of those for years, um, and so I'm afraid of clicking on this again. Okay, it is max. That's on me. That's still loud. So I'm afraid of getting copyrighted too. So we're gonna do this. I might get copyrighted. The last video I did, last stream I did actually on my PC, I got copyright striked. Um, so yeah, I do have music playing in the background, but I have it turned all the way down so you can't hear it because I'm trying to get my fucking shit up on Spotify right now. Um, but I've been doing this since, like, at least posting it. I've been doing it since February, right? And mostly just TikTok because this was supposed to be a superhero like movie debater and ranker stuff because I've been seeing a lot of people doing that, and I have my opinions and I love talking about this stuff. And so I had decided to start posting when I was getting really in the groove of drawing my stuff. I started posting about Destiny, right? And this drawing I did, which is it's hard for me to remember because stuff bleeds in. But I think I drew this 2 years ago. I might be wrong. It could have been last year. I either say it's last year or 2 years ago. I forget because I colored it like way after the fact. Um, So I took a drawing that I had drew, and I never thought about putting it through AI to see what AI can kind of bring up. All my prompt is uh, make this look a bit better and as a comic book, because the fact that
What's up, guys? I told you we were gonna do another one.
that way I'm able to kind of like see where my vision is heading, see if the AI can read it. And for the most part, like I saw this and I was like, holy shit, dude, that's fucking amazing, right? But the difference is Destiny's a teenager and they kind of made him a bit bigger, but that was just because of what I drew.
What's up, guys?
Right, and so a few days later, after the like, because I didn't put it through a TikTok's like shit to kind of make it go big, right? TikTok has that shit where you can promote your video with money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the whatever this is. We're gonna get started.
Like this ranking went big.
Ranking the top 10. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the whatever this is. We're gonna get started on kind of getting everyone knowing this comic book universe that I'm creating. Hey guys, welcome back. What's up? What's up, guys? I told you we were gonna do another. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the whatever this is. We're gonna get started on kind of getting everyone knowing this comic book universe. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a minute since it's been on. Sorry for that.
I started to post.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Me showing people me drawing it, right? And then the template that I was using, not template, holy shit. The image I was end up using is the one that AI kind of made a finishing tool.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a minute since it's been on. Sorry for that. Motivation, inspiration, kind of shifted.
Right.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I told you we were gonna do this after the last video. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, guys, we
Solar Star, Frost, Comet, Nexus Knight, and these two right here, I use the paid promotion shit for TikTok to kind of just promote it more. But after the fact, I didn't. These were just like because you can see the drop off like 226 to 87, and then 107, and then it kind of started to pick up a little bit, and then went crazy, and kind of steadied a little bit in a way, dropped down a little, just a tad, went right back up, average, and then it kind of went back down. But I was posting this on my TikTok, and I've been wanting to do the YouTube stuff because the YouTube is one that I do more of, and I know more, so I decided to do that other video talking about making that comic universe, doing this video. When I did this video, it was May 11th, right? So it was just a few days after the fact of like, I think like a couple weeks after doing the Destiny stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start posting on here. So then we got to the Destiny project, right? And then this video went skyrocketed. And I'm making this about because I don't care really for like negative comments. Those are gonna be a thing. Like hate comments are gonna be a thing. But when I was going and I saw there was comments like, oh shit, like this might be something, right? I assumed like my friend saw it, whatever. But then we got this person saying Destiny's a black woman's name, and this guy had translated it to English because he's not English, I'm guessing, to Lamau or whatever. And then I'm like thinking to myself, Destiny's not actually a black woman's name. I can go more racist. I'm not going to, right? But like Destiny, the whole purpose of the name is Destiny is that he was meant to be this. This was bound to happen. Right? And that was the point of Destiny. That is why his name is Destiny. Right? And technically, I know white people who name Destiny too. Right? Then we got this guy. Can we talk about the comics in your universe? If that's not too much, I have something to share personally, which is cool for this guy. You know, it's a solid comment. You know, but then we go to this guy. Dude, use AI to illustrate and help publish this shit. I'm not even gonna watch the rest of your video because I thought this was about something else. Literally don't know what you else can think about it. Of being like, being told who are these people, and me telling you who they are. But whatever. But I'm honestly saying this because I can see you procrastinating and you need to say F it and get this material out there and see what happens. I honestly hope you do well, but please use some AI tools. Get something going and see where it gets you. Here's why that won't happen. Number one, you can't sell AI, right? If you were to put it in stores, it won't sell because it's made by AI. Now, when I do my book covers, I really don't want to do this because I'm like, you know what? I'll do this. So when I make my book covers are drawn by me, right? I draw them and kind of give the ideas of what I want the book to look like, right? Um, some are fast drawn, like this cover where I kind of have the idea of having my main character versus the bad guy, and kind of have it be snowing because that's when it's taking place, and have this big moon because the big moon is a big play of this stuff, right? That's the point of the book, right? And so when I've done for the other colors won't be shown, but I draw them. I kind of handcraft what they are gonna look like, and what I'll do is I'll have AI kind of retouch it just a tad, right? Just make things look a little bit better, or just blend it in smoother because I'm not a great editor, right? So I have them just blend them in smoother, and I get my my covers. The only issue is that some stores won't sell that because they're AI made. Some stores will, right? Amazon is fine because the fact that you have to tell Amazon if anything is made in the book personally AI. They don't ask for the cover. But like other stores will be like, okay, the cover's AI a little bit, so we can't do that. But when you do a comic book or characters specifically, those are drawn and you're having to print them out. And so that's not gonna sell because it's AI. Number two, AI is procrastinating. Okay, the whole word you're using here, procrastinate, is exactly what you use AI for. Right? Doing this whole series is not me procrastinating, it's me taking my fucking time. Like, I've been doing these characters and drawing out Destiny, planning out Destiny for fucking a decade at this point now. I'm 21, turning 22. I've been thinking of these characters since I was like 10 years old. Okay? It's a decade I've been thinking about these characters. So I'm not gonna half-ass it and just fucking throw all these things, right? I pick and choose the characters I draw. I pick and choose on which characters I work on. Sometimes I work a bit fast, and a bit comes a backstory on certain characters. Because I'm a bit like those characters I don't matter to me as much, right? But that's not procrastinating. That's taking my time. I don't use scripts either. Everything is off the fucking dome. I think I said that in that first video. I don't think I said it in this one, right? And that's why it's 44 fucking minutes, right? It's an unedited. I tried editing, it didn't work out properly. My shit kept crashing, right? So it's a full 44 minutes. It could have been 30, 28 minutes if I edited. but I don't use a script. I just think out the fucking dome. I kind of go places, but it's not procrastination to why I'm doing it like this, or if I'm doing it like this. I think it's just more of like, you just didn't like what you saw, you felt clickbaited. I don't know how I could clickbait you on telling you, having it in the fucking shit, who are these people, right? And my whole goal is to tell you who they are, right? So that's, I guess, on you, right? Like I said, I don't see it as a hate comment, but I also just don't like the way it was phrased, right? Procrastinating is using AI, right? It is using that tool because you just don't want to get it done. If I am sitting here for like, because these don't take fucking 5 minutes. This one drawing, because I changed.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a minute since it's been on. Sorry for that. Motivation.
I started off with the head and went very detailed on the head, and then went to the body and did the same thing with the body, and the same thing with the arms and the legs. All right, and then
Inspiration kind of shifted to my books. You guys don't know I'm an author. Character Bake.
like you see this,
Early to head of signing.
and
The
then
blue cause show. Moved on to the body.
I want you at the bottom.
That is something that I wasn't planning on doing, but drawing abs and the belt in the beginning. Got the
And then to the legs.
guys enjoy how all the shading abilities. You guys enjoy
And then
to my book.
right.
What's up, guys? I told you.
Same thing with fucking.
What's up, everybody? Welcome.
Right. It's not procrastination. This shit's taking fucking hours to draw. Right? This was, I think, 12 hours. This was around 15 hours. Some of them do get shorter because I didn't put as much time detailing. Right? And then some did. Like, I think Brute took a good minute because I had to get the fucking. I was just not good at fucking shading with him. I think Queen Frost took a little bit. I know Shockwave took a little bit. Solar Star took a little bit. And I think Silver Comet might have took it a little bit. They all take around 5 to 6 hours to draw in color and get them all done. Alright? So, like, it's not procrastinating. I'm willing to go and do this. But I just don't sit there every day and do that. Right? Like, I have other things. I write books. I got other things to plan. But I also don't like scripts. I don't like writing. When I do my videos, I never done a script. And that's for reasons. Okay? If I'm doing a YouTube video, I don't need a fucking script if I'm doing gaming. That's what I've been doing for, what, now 7, 8 years? I've been doing gaming on this channel, which is crazy. I don't need a fucking script unless I'm doing like a talk video with background shit. And even then, I don't use a script. I think the only time I ever used a script for a video, I don't even have that video up because it didn't perform well. Because it felt stiff and it felt like I lacked character. My whole point is being on the dome, Spitfire. And if I'm like having to sit there and kind of have to think what I'm writing, I'm taking out the fun of making my video. Because now I'm putting like, oh my god, I just sat there for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, writing. And then yeah, you can use AI, but then it's just like if I'm having AI, that's a robot. You know what I mean? Anyways, like, I don't use scripts. I don't use them at all. I usually 20. I would say 20%. 98% of the time, I'm fucking live streaming. Like, and you don't have a fucking script when you're live streaming, because that's a script that just doesn't end. So, I think, like I said, I don't see it as a hate comment. I just see it as you weren't too happy feeling clickbaited, that you either A, just felt like you didn't like it, so you want to go shit on it and then try to be nice at the end, which, whatever, or you're so excited for it and you want it to be rushed because you want it. Like, I don't, there's like, it's hard. Right. I don't know. All I'm saying is, like, I do appreciate the love. I do appreciate you guys watching the videos and stuff, and I appreciate this guy doing out of his way to comment. That is what it's there for. If you want to sit there and comment this, go ahead. I don't take it as a hate comment. I just, like, it's more of the, like, I'm honest to saying this because I could see, like, he is like assuming I'm procrastinating. I'm like, but I'm not procrastinating. It's just I take time on my stuff. I have other things to do. Like, I have another job, and those are specifically night jobs. So even then, I'm looking at the time And I'm seeing it's like almost fucking 3 o'clock, and I've been working on this shit for almost an hour to 2 hours on 2 videos alone. I have to go edit those videos and make sure those things are done before I go to work. So if anything, I was trying to fucking get that shit done, and it was a 44-minute video, right? Because I've been wanting to do it, and I fucking sat there at 12 working on this video, not this video for sure, this one right here. It's like 12:30. I started working on this video, and then this one was, I got like done around like 2-ish, 2, and I tried editing my video. Because I'm like, I need that time to edit my fucking video, or else I'm not going to get these videos out when I want them to. And even then, these 2 videos didn't go out until May 31st. So like a week before, like a week ago. And even then, they were supposed to be like almost 2 weeks ago. Like, because they kept getting fucked up. But like I said, I appreciate the love, on this one and this one. I really do. I think this is why I want to be a comic artist. Guys, I know I said I was a writer, but that doesn't mean I don't actually have to fucking spell sometimes. Right. And so, like, the point is, what I'm getting at is, like, I don't see things as hate comments, just, like, I don't want that, like, that assumption of what other people are thinking, right? Especially of me. Like, go back and look at my shit. Like, I'm not saying I don't procrastinate. Like, the one thing I procrastinate the most on is this fucking book, right? I want to let everyone know that I have written so far. I've written, and I got 5 books ready. Right, I'm working on book 4 right now before I go finish book 5, right? And book 5 is the only one that hasn't been finished too, so that's gonna be issues for me. But I have 1, 2, 3 books done, right? I'm working on the 4th one right now, and then I have the 5th one down here. All right. Okay. So because of that, this is procrastination. All right. I've been working on this for a while now. My goal is to get to 300 or something pages. The issue is I'm only at 200. And this book was already done. I'm going through it chapter by chapter, formatting it and stuff, and then going back chapter by chapter, adding to it, right? But sometimes there's certain chapters, like this chapter, usually the first chapter, I don't really add a lot, unless I'm trying to fix the continuity. Right? I'm trying to fix the continuity a bit or something, or maybe add some things that kind of like dive deeper on characters. Okay? And so like I've gotten to a point where I took a minute and stopped doing this because of me procrastinating. Like if anything I'm procrastinating, it's on this, right? because I have book 3 done, and book 3 is a short story. So I want to release it with book 4. But book 4 is a very big book. I view this as a like big event book. This is like one half of the finale, right? To at least one saga of the franchise, right? And because of that, I'm procrastinating because I have so many pages I want to be added. I got 206 and the goal is 400. And I can't find stuff to talk about and add. Because I feel like there's stuff I know I'm going to add down here on these later parts. But other than that, I don't have anything. And I would hate for a big finale event book to be cut so short. Because I feel like I'm not making the escape. Like I know I want to add the big event and delay it by at least a few days because it happened so quick, right? I want that to at least sink in with other people. I want to build on stories and characters and stuff. I want to build on that because the fact that if I was to do that, I feel like it would stretch out. But I don't think it would stretch out to that 400. I don't think it would even stretch it out to that 300. At this point, I would take 300 because I can't figure out anything. And then when we go to book 5 was written as another fucking short story. Everything's like around 3-ish pages. 3 to 5 pages. And it's like, I'm not in that liberty where it's like, okay, I can't wait to do that. Because like, when I wrote this, there's 10 chapters, but each chapter was like 3 pages. Right? So, I had to stretch this out, and I stretched it out thankfully like by 30, but that's specifically due to the heavy amount of formatting, right? But this already has a formatting. All I gotta do is shrink it down, and even then, I'm shrinking it down and then making it single space that it ends up being back at the 206. So it doesn't matter, right? And so like I procrastinate about this more than I procrastinate about the drawings. And there, yeah, I will say there's times where I'm like, I'm not in the mood to draw, but it's not me procrastinating. It's just I'm not in the fucking mood to draw and I want to do something else. Right? Like I know I need to get my art skills back up there too. That's another reason why I'm not like working on it. It's like you gotta be good at drawing, and I'm good at drawing, but I like there's times where I will stop drawing for like 4 or 5 months, right? And then I can't just come back into that and be like, yeah, I'm gonna throw in a fucking comic issue. So that's how it works. Like I appreciate what people say though, like I do, because I feel like it gets me where people are thinking, at least, or where they stand. But it also gets like input, and the input's good. Like I think, like I think it's good to see because I get to see where people are at, and it kind of makes me think other things more. Um, but we're at this point where it's like my procrastination is this book, and right now it's my focus, right? And so, like, I have to go through every single one of these things, make sure I got everything out of the way I want to. Then I gotta refix these things, because I got like chapters, like chapter 1 is here, and then chapter 2 is here, and then chapter 3 is here, right? It's not even all the way up, and then like chapter 4 is like a page after chapter 3, and then there is no chapter fucking 5. I don't even know where chapter 5 is. I think I changed it. Because this is, yeah, okay. I think I just fucked up the numbers, to be honest. But what I'm getting at is, like, you look at chapter 6. Chapter 6 is, like, fucking right here. So this is technically chapter 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So everything's just pushed back up by a number. But the point is, I would have another chapter anyway, so I would technically still have 14 chapters. But when you look at and compare it to the other books that I've had, Like when you look at Grim Resurrection, look how many chapters I have. Alright, hold on. It's gotta load all the pages. So I have 24 chapters, which is 10 more than I currently have. But then when you go and look at Grim 1, Grim 1 has, which I gotta add this, fucking 34 chapters plus an epilogue. Whatever. Right, and so I have a prologue, an epilogue, and 34 chapters. So I have like 36 chapters altogether. Right, and each chapter is like 10 pages sometimes. I try to go anywhere to 7 to 10 at least, in that range, because at least that's still a pretty good read. Like a 7-page read for an average reader could be like anywhere to 5 minutes, right? And that's still pretty fucking good. Sometimes I will have like a 5-page chapter. Like everything that I do when I go to chapters is, what do I want to be talked about in this chapter, and how long can I explain these things? And when that stuff is done, that's when you end the chapter, right? So chapter 1 usually, except for the first book, chapter 1 is always, this is the first one where we just go get thrown into it, but everything else is, and I think this one, yeah. So this one and chapter in Grimm 1945. Oh shit. Grimm in 1945 are the only books to have a generic, good first chapter going into the story. Resurrection and Red Dawn and books after the fact don't have that. And that being because of the fact that I like to go over, if there's time lost, I like to go over what has been lost. So yeah, I gotta like sit there and actually add the copyright, because I don't use it for the other. I did it for the first book, and then I did second book, like, of course, way after, and I never added it, and so it kind of bugs me. And so it's like, luckily I haven't done this, but it sucks because like I just got fucking done getting this all formatted properly, that I have to like, usually if you can get it down to the mark and just kind of like push this shit downwards and get them to where this is, you should be fine. But that doesn't go away all the time. So it's like, but for this, fuck it, it's just gonna kill me, dude. Because like, oh my god, that's 300 fucking pages I have to go with. But you see what I'm getting at? Like you look at 300. See, I don't like this. I can't close this. Yeah, it's annoying. But I got like 387 pages on 24 chapters, right? And then the first book only had like 350, which I don't know why this is saying 3:30. It kind of pisses me off because it says 3:30. Okay, there we go. 388. So I have 388 pages on this book, and then on the other book, I got around like 350, 360. Okay. And 360 on the one that has more chapters, but again, I do have smaller chapters. The one thing I did in the next book was I made sure, I think when they got to here or so, whenever, hold on, I added a chapter. All right. After, like, when I did this chapter 16, I think, I had made it my mission to make sure every chapter had 10 pages. Because I think I had a goal for like 200 at this time, and I was getting closer and closer to it. But that was like almost in, and I knew that the book could only go so far. So my goal was to go 10 pages each chapter. That way, it would be fine. And now, eventually, when I was originally had the book, there was only, I think, 21 chapters or 22 chapters. So eventually, I added like at least 2 chapters to the book. Right, but I had to go back through and add, what happened here, right, and then, here, and then here, and then here, and then here, you know what I mean? And then, like, so it's like I have to do all of that, right? And so with it being like this, I only have 14 chapters. I might I can lose this and be like, okay, I will add as much as I can, and I feel like we're good, and then move on to the next book, right? And get this book edited, formatted properly, everything good, and then go work on getting this book set up with, my distribution source, right? Or I can sit there and look because that's the thing. Like, I don't know what I can add. Usually, I like to take things that I kind of like. Oh, we're done. So I know with this, there was a part in here. See here? Yeah. So during this chapter, we're fixing up something, and I pretty much said, "Hey, we do this and this and this, and we're done." Right? So I can definitely sit there and try to drag it out at least for a few paragraphs and kind of add this to a page. But there's so much I could do with it because everything is already 10 plus pages. Everything is already drawn way out. It's just the fact that I'm speeding up the process. The difference between this book is that the guy that we're going against takes 10 chapters, right? And I did it because of the fact that he usually takes like a few chapters, right? And I had people sit there and be like, yeah, well, it happens way too fast. And this was before the book released. I'm like, why is he coming out like so fast? And so I was like, oh, okay. So when I was doing this book, like, I wanted it to be different. I wanted us to have that like normal life and this life that we've been saying we wanted and stuff, and then, right. But because of that, like, I literally can't do much because as soon as he comes out, issue after issue after issue happens, right? I know that there's gonna be a chapter in between here and here, right? I'm going to split up what happens here. Right, I've been trying to kind of put some cracks in this, like, oh, this will happen and this will happen, so I gotta definitely add that again, right? And then like I don't know, is it also in chapters? Did I do it in chapter 7? Like I could definitely add more to this, right? And add, the nightmares and stuff. I'm trying to be vague as possible because like I don't know who will be watching this as a video or who comes in, and I don't want to give up some free spoilers for my book, right? The name itself is a spoiler, but like what I want to do right now is I want to start focusing. Uh, is yeah, Copyright did it. I left them. We placed. Hair, dude. All right. I don't know. Weird. I don't know. But it's seeming like the mic audio is coming out of this one, if I'm not mistaken. Which makes no sense on why it would be. Whatever. Yeah, fucking A. I didn't realize I did that already. I guess my previous self thought, like, oh my god, that would be a smart idea if I just had it fucking dragged out. What a smart guy he is. That's like all I really can do is like look at stuff that's like I've half-assed it and then just be like, nah, don't half-ass it. Kind of drag it down, but like that's the part that worries me about the next book is that that book is only like as right now I was aiming for 60 pages. I remember when I see if I can find it. No, let's see if I can find it. I know I'm gonna find it. Um, yeah, originally this said like fucking like 60 pages. And I was like, oof, that's not good. So this is part of the first book where I'm gonna be having me like, yeah, let's not do that. Let's just fucking rewrite it because that's the only thing I could think of about doing. I was like rewriting it from fucking scratch. Like the idea that I have is a good idea. Like you get point of views from everybody because this whole book is through my point of view, which is the main character's point of view. And so like you're getting the point of view from everybody. Each chapter focuses a little bit on everybody, right? But they're only like 3 pages, and even then, that whole like I don't want that whole story taking like 10 pages for each person, and then by the time we get to like, because there's only like 6 people it focuses on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So technically 1, 2, 3 right here, 4, 5, 6, 7, and technically this one's with Brody. This is only 7. It's only like 7 chapters, so that's only 70 fucking pages. So I'm still in that 60 page window. So the idea of it is good, but like I can't rock with that. That's like where I'm gonna have to be like, which is crazy because I've never had to rewrite anything. I'll give you a little taste of what I was working on. I think I was doing names too. Yeah. So okay. So I Aftermath does that one, and then like this is what I was working on. The, like, and you don't ever see me do fucking titles. And back then I didn't either until this book. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it because it would just be cool. Because I think I started working on my Destiny book. Because what I'm also working on is a Destiny book. And so, like, the point is, like, I have 33 pages. We're on chapter 9. This is going to take, like, let's look at chapter 1 to 2. 7. That's 3 pages right there. Chapter 2 to 3, 3 pages. This one is like 6 pages, which is surprising. That's 4 pages. That is 2 pages. This is a whole fucking 2 pages, by the way, because that's just how bad it was. 3 pages. 4 pages. 3 pages. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good. When I'm like, that's all I'm doing. So, the idea of having it be other people's point of view is good, but having it lead up to like a phone call for a plan was the idea, and I'm just not gonna do that. I'd rather kind of go deeper into having it be people's point of view before we kind of go in and start dealing with things, right? So I don't mind it being like this, um, right? Biggest thing is what happens. So like I have ideas. It's kind of sucky because I wish this was on a Mac computer because I can have like my notes up here from my phone because I have so many cool ideas on my phone. But pretty much like I have ideas on what I want to do, and so one of the ideas is having them break up, right? So these people end up breaking up, right? Because there's a plan that he ends up with her, right? He cheats, right? And so this is gonna get wiped out too. Everything is getting wiped out, but like this completely. Like everything was also like everything was supposed to be happening at a point. Right, so you're kind of seeing people's point of view, and it happens, and it kind of goes in, and it's just like, oh, what the hell? Like, yeah, but no. So the the goal is to get all these people, get all their point of views out there. So I'm gonna probably stick with the Dear Donnie storyline. Let's shit. I do like that. I might try to make it a bit longer though. Like that's the goal. But pretty much after every single one of this, wipe every chat like thing, every text. Right? Well, not every text. I will erase the end. I will erase when they start to talk about like a plan, right? And be like, you know, like as soon as there's like a plan. Okay, there's nothing about a plan. He ends up going and doing a plan on his own. So pretty much everything after there gets wiped. She's just gonna be getting added to. Alright. But the reason why like there's a lot of shit that's gonna be happening is in this story right now, Donovan ends up bringing back Michaela. Now, for you to understand what ends up happening, you gotta read the first book. But if you didn't, I'll give you a short notice. Michaela ends up dying, right? And in the book before, he finds out that he can resurrect people. And because of that, he kind of gets this idea of resurrecting Michaela because to him, Michaela should have never died, right? She was like that. She was like the first person that died. Like no one that got killed should have died, but it was more of like he planned himself to die, and she took his spot, right? And so it's like he looks at everybody else that died like it happened, but she killed herself to put away Grim and it didn't work, right? But it was also supposed to be him, and he just couldn't. He regrets that, and he wanted to fix that. So with him doing that causes issues with MJ, right? His current girlfriend. She starts to believe that he has feelings for her, right? So this first chapter is like kind of showing these things where like, hey, she like, hey, she doesn't trust her, right? And I think at the end of the book, I kind of like, oh my god, I'm surprised to see her. She's like trusting her. Like, just take the chapter. No, I gotta. That's not gonna happen. That gets wiped out. She's just gonna be. Right. So, the point is, she starts to get very stressed out. She believes Donovan's gonna have feelings for Michaela. Him and Michaela used to date. Michaela and them stopped dating because she had died. They never broke up. Donovan technically, I guess, became a widow or something like that, right? And because of that, she believes that he's going to leave her. He keeps telling her, I'm not going to leave you. I won't leave you. Nothing bad is going to happen. Right? And then when she comes back, too, it's more of like, I don't have feelings for her. Okay, I have feelings for you, only you. You know. And she can't listen to that. But during this time, Donovan starts to look over and he starts to, keeps looking back at Michaela. And he can't understand why. Right? And he's like, he starts to think, maybe is MJ right? Is MJ telling the truth on this? Like, do I still have feelings for Michaela? Like, I'm sitting back and I feel like deja vu and I shouldn't feel like this. Right? So time will pass. Like, we'll go a few days. Right? We'll sim a few days. Right? And Donovan's been avoiding fucking Michaela, right? Donovan's been avoiding her. He's doing everything he can. He's going to basketball practice. He's staying in his room, right? Where she goes, he kind of like nods and leaves. But then he will end up having this big argument. But this has to be built on, right? So even after that, like, that acknowledgement of him feeling like there might still be stuff there, you still have to kind of have that stuff of like him trying to push her away just a tad, right? You can't also just sim a few days because there's no added. The way that I see it is that there's no added drama to that if you're just simming it and just like, well, what happened? You can't just tell us what happened. Like what ended up happening. Show a little bit more of that, right? If it's at the end of the chapter, if it's, because when we end up having this, he ends up having another nightmare, right? And the nightmares, start to happen, right? When we get to the end of this chapter, he has that nightmare, but we realize Mikhail has that same nightmare, right? So that's the first time they're going to have to be in that same room after he tells her things. Right? But even then, I'd rather have that also after this stuff, right? And so it's like, because it adds another chapter after here, and we are able to delay that event. But reason of that, I like the other reasoning, is because now he has to work with her, right? It's not that he doesn't want to work with her, it's the fact that he's afraid of what could happen. Because the fact is that the moment prior, he told her that he misses her. And she kisses him and he kisses her right back. Right? And now he has to work with her. He hasn't told MJ. Right? Michaela thinks there's a possibility of things, but she's not going to tell him because she's hoping that he will tell her. Right? And then stuff happens that causes her to not say anything. Right. So there's stuff I gotta focus on in this book. But this is where I've been getting at and so excited and I've been progressing like hell. dude, you scared the shit out of me. Still in 206. Fucking A, dude. Oh my god, it hasn't even touched fucking 207. 206. It's still there. Oh my god. No. 207. Which means there's something on 206. But like I know I definitely have stuff for the end of here. I gotta go through though. Because instead of just jumping to the end, like there's always stuff like if I drag it out. Like I know eventually get back there and be like, hey, got a surprise for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, either you take it or it's gonna get thrown away. And she's like, the trash? You're going to throw this away? And I'm like, shh. The nurses are gonna come take you out of the room if you come from being this loud. So she just runs off with it, giggles, and whatever. It's hers now. Well, she comes in one morning. She never comes in at morning. She always comes really late at night. She comes in one morning, tugs on my tail, her usual thing that she usually does, and she's like terrified because she's a patient there with something messed up with her foot. And she's like, I'm getting my bandage removed today. And I'm like, it's okay, I'll still be here when it gets removed. And she's like, but what if it hurts? And so I sit there for a little while. I'm like, well then we'll go through the pain together. And so she doesn't really say much else. She leaves the room. And then so the rest of the day I'm waiting for her to return from her stupid bandage to be removed off her foot. I don't see her. The next morning comes and she tells me she's going home. She's like, I'm going home, Maple, I'm going home. And her mom's all confused because she's like, before she's like leaving, she goes, Mom, wait. And she goes into my room and mom's all confused, like, who's this? You know, it's like the young lady alone. And the girl's like, this isn't just some young lady, this is Maple. Like, how dare you, all offended, all attitude-ish. But, she hands me a crafted little rose. And, she's like, here's this. I wanted you to have this since you gave me your drawing. And the mom's all curious, like, oh, what's the drawing of? She's like, a dinosaur. Yeah, and then she kind of winks at me. Terrible wink, because of course she's a child. And then her mom's like, oh, maybe I should see it one day. And she automatically goes, no, my dino, my drawing. And mom's like, okay, like, what's this for? And she leaves. So right now in the story, it's been 2 weeks since seeing them. No sign of them, no hearing from them. And, so I'm just kind of sitting on my bed, staring at the rose, because today she just left.
Yeah.
I no longer having any, promise to anyone. I fulfilled my promise of promising her I'd still be here. And if, it hurt, after our bandages got off, we would get through the pain together. I fulfilled that promise. And I no longer have anyone to talk to. So I was sitting there, taking it all in, just kind of like looking at the flowers she gave me and accepting that I'm going through, the healing process. And then just now I hear a random knock at the door. Okay? I have no reason for anyone to be knocking on my door right now.
Yeah.
I've done my physical therapy. Everyone at that hospital pretty much knows I refuse to talk to them unless I have a good reason to talk to them, or if I need something. Like, if it doesn't benefit me, I'm not talking to you. And then, so it's like, why the hell are they knocking on my door? Like, no one should be knocking on my door. Because, they know I'm not going to reply. They know I'm not going to have a conversation with them. So, might be them. After 2 weeks. After my nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should honestly make us a book. Like, I'm being serious. Like, you can literally just, at that point, copy and paste what you've done and try and make a book out of
It'd
it.
be a really good book.
It would be a really good book.
It's kind of sad in the beginning though, because like I told you, her life's perfect. She goes in the world, she saves the 2 other characters, she wakes up in the hospital with the healer, and her healing process is kind of quick, unnaturally quick. And so, she goes through, within 8 months, she goes through complete healing. She becomes close to Ralph, which is one of the main characters, holding hands with him. That's all I did. Never kissed, never hugged, nothing else. Never said I love you, just held hands. So she had a very small beginning when she first started. She was starting to save for a bakery, because she started selling which is oddly kind of quick for all of that, and 8 months. And the day of her biggest bakery sale, her scars, which were symbols that I was showing her, like, this isn't right, glue, like, were glowing, and she just kind of brushed it off because it was her big day baking, so she just thought nothing of it. Because before the fight, or like first bonding, that's the first thing she found was a mask, and she put it on during the fight.
Yeah.
It had consequences to it.
Yeah.
And this is the consequence. But anyways, back to where I was. That's why when she went to bed one night, she woke back up in the hospital. So, really the story is her trying to find herself, trying to learn who she truly is.
Yeah.
Because right now she still has no idea what she likes because she's been trapped in the hospital for, I think, almost a year now, healing. So she just hasn't been outside yet. It's been 4 or 5 weeks just straight in the hospital, not being outside once because she can't walk enough to make it outside. So she has no idea what she likes. She can draw. She stares out the window all the time. Besides that, she doesn't do much. So she doesn't know if she likes baking. She doesn't know if she likes singing anymore. She doesn't know if she likes gardening.
Yeah.
So she has no idea who she is right now. Ralph and Tobin, she has no idea who they are. And she liked Tobin. She loved Tobin. And then Ralph is the one she did. Tobin, he was goofy. He was like a brother to her. And it's like she doesn't even know him. And to her, all of it happened. But everyone else, it's like they wouldn't understand.
What would be a cool thing, like, if you did turn into a book, you could be like, maybe it was like, that was like a future thing, and the reason why no one knows because it hasn't happened.
Exactly, but like.
And so it could be like, maybe.
So the thing is like, does she fall for him again? Does she not? Does
That's her
Tobin
choice.
exactly, and then does Tobin become brotherly like again? Does he not? Because they live with each other. And how I have it right now. In one clip, Maple has had a dream about how life would be after the hospital. Because she was thinking like, where am I supposed to go? I no longer live with these guys. It's not like they're just gonna move someone in, not knowing me. And so the dream brought her to this little place. Like, you wouldn't know if you don't watch anime. But it's like one of those small apartments you would see in animes.
Yeah.
It's a bedroom, a very small kitchen, hardly enough space to cook, and then the dining room and the living room are basically one room and then a bathroom with one bedroom.
Yeah.
And it cuts to a scene where Tobin knocks on the door, and he's like, Maple, you forgot your. And the scene cuts because she just I think she just came home from work or something like that, and so she doesn't even know what her job is or like what the job was. She just knows she forgot something, and the scene goes to her finally getting a bigger house.
Yeah.
She builds her house, and she doesn't want to be alone, so she adds 3 additional rooms to her home, and it's on top of a hill. Open field, but close enough to a forest. And Tobin and Ralph come often, but they don't live there. But they come out often to visit, and they're like, why do you have your rooms? Like, why is there only 3 rooms? I'm like, Tobin, I think it's obvious. I was expecting roommates to finally live with me. And then before she wakes up, like right before she wakes up, before they even get to talk about anyone moving in, she wakes up from a dream.
Well, one thing that could be good you could do is every single time she sleeps, she goes back there and she picks up tiny fragments, snaps out before anything big happens. But then I don't know.
I don't want to settle anything set in stone.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Because like that's the whole part of her still trying to figure out who she is.
Well, no, it's not like
happen.
It's not like anything major said. It's just like she goes back in and then it's at a random point now.
Right, and it's
then so it's like it's a totally different thing, same people, same stuff, and now it's a totally different scenario.
Right.
So it's like you could have it set as
her future shit, right? And the reason why no one's believing her is because it just hasn't happened yet, and maybe she meets Tovin completely differently, right? Because if she decides not to follow through what she went through and what she did, maybe they don't go.
That's not possible though.
No.
No, because when she spawns in the world, she arrives looking for light. And then, so that leads to her meeting Tovin and Ralph. And that's when she eats soup, and then that's when the fight happens.
Okay.
She wakes up in the hospital. That scene's already happened.
Okay.
So, the fight and meeting them has happened. But nothing else.
So we know that she spawned, and then she chose light, and that's what led there.
Right, so Tovin and Ralph are guaranteed to be in her life because of the fight that happened.
Yes. So we are
But
picking up.
after that,
Yeah. So we're pieces that she has to figure out. She doesn't.
right, and so right now she's terrified to get close to them again. And so how I want to do it, because personally that's how I would be, is I try to pull away from them.
Very physically
But
strong.
Exactly, I get close to them without even wanting to or realizing I am.
It's as if your fate is driving you there.
Because I've talked to Jack BB about it, is like eventually, because she's okay, because I already have ideas. She's supposed to be, she doesn't know this yet, but she's supposed to be in like really into like sword throwing and arrows and like axe throwing and stuff.
Yeah.
And one day, Ralph is supposed to come out and be like, "You're doing it all wrong, man." And he steps behind her and pulls her hip into him, and she just freezes like, "Dude, my butt's probably against you know what." And she just freezes, and Ralph is just, being a man and helping. And then it's like, that is a complete sign of falling for him again. And she's trying so hard not to. And here he just comes barging out of the house, helping himself to touching her. And small details like that. And Tovin, he's a fat foodie. He's motivated by, food, of course. And so, like, baking.
Like, I think this would be a good book because I think you could definitely do. There's so much you could definitely do with a series like this as a series, in terms of adding more to it, developing
She's
the
also
world.
supposed to have magic, so.
Yeah, no, like I said, like you are living, even before the magic. To me, you were living in a fantastical realm. Because the way that you were saying, so number one, she is half human, half rabbit.
Yes, but like she also, okay, so the garden, right?
Yeah.
Every morning she would wake up and sing to the garden, and every day the garden would grow more because of it. So like she had some magic related still.
Yeah.
So like I could still relate all of that in there.
Like, cause before the magic, it seems more fantastical. You add magic, it just like okay, it adds to the fantastical. So then what you could do.
She
going
learns
forward,
it. It's not something that's big. Like
yeah.
It's something that's learned. It's something that's slowly processed. It's nothing like
you,
I shooted a fireball.
Yeah, no, that's. And even then, you would be like, okay, that takes like years of practice.
Exactly.
Stuff.
So it would be part of the story,
Yeah.
as it went on.
And then what you could do if you wanted to, like, if you wanted her to be like, okay, she's developing more magic. Okay, I still want the swords. I still want the bows. I still want this. Then Ralph takes that spot. He's the bigger guy. Not in terms of Tovin, because Tovin's supposed to be the baddie one.
Yes. Tovin's supposed to be like the
goofball.
Yes.
So Ralph is like the
very
muscles,
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would be the one like, okay, she's gonna do magic. He's more okay. He's the guy that's gonna have the axes or the bows and stuff like that. Tovin could be just someone that tries to. He's not gonna. He's there for the ride. He's there for the food.
He's just a normal human.
Yeah.
Nothing special about him.
And so.
He's the dude that can't find off a fucking goose.
Yeah. So it's like. He's there for the ride. He's there to be.
I can see him being a dwarf. Yeah,
like there's so much you could do for him, and so it's like, if you were to make this a book, babe, I'm being dead serious. You would have sales. You have your TikTok, right? And people love your stuff there.
Well, that's why I finally showed my drawing of Maple.
Yeah.
And so I was like.
And then you would have full creative say on what your cover would be because you would draw that, and then your characters, and you could even have character pages in your book where you could be like, okay, this is what these people look like, and stuff. Because I know ChatGPT did tell you what you look like, and you had to piece it together.
Not really.
Or was that just you?
It. So for what GPT described me as is I had long floppy ears. That's all I knew. I was short. I had somewhat semi-long hair. I had a tail, and that's all I knew.
And so you put the rest together.
Right.
So, what you could do is you could draw your characters out. Because, like I said, you can use that over there if you wanted to. Right? You draw your characters out, you send it up on there, and then scale, and that way you have pages of characters, descriptions. In the sense of, like, if you wanted them to know this is what they look like, this is what you look like. But if you wanted to be like, your imagination should be used, then you're like, just take what you guys have there and you imagine it. Because the story won't change because of the way they look. Unless you just, like, for me, mine's based off of real life people, so I gotta go pretty basic, realistic on them. But yours is this more fantastical and stuff. Like, even with Grimm, Grimm has the most simplistic cloak, shadow, misty, red eyes. We don't even know what his face looks like. Right, and I want it to be like that because it adds that presence. But it's for your imagination. So if you want, you could also have that and stuff. Like, you could, I'm being serious, babe. You have something that could be a series. And then you have something that really picked up is an anime. Like, I'm being serious. Like, keep up with it. Right? Like, I don't feel like if you were to copy and paste that, put on a docs, it'd be fucking 200, 300 pages. But, like, you have, like, who knows? You've been doing this for, like, 2 weeks now. Right? But, like, whenever you feel like, okay, this is a good spot to end for, like, a book one, like, you can copy and paste that and then send it to yourself and you can use that. And I can show you how to format it and stuff. And
I
then
would restart from the beginning.
you would restart? Yeah?
Not like restart, but like I would take it, I'd scroll all the way to the top, of course,
Yeah.
and then I'd have to like reread it, like as if I was rereading it, and then.
Well, that's what all authors really do. That's what I'm having to do right now. And stuff. And then that way you can
But you
pick
do
and
realize
choose.
I'd be sitting at your computer for hours, right?
Yeah, and that's fine. I have my TV, I have my iPad, and stuff. And like I said, like, because this is I'm being serious. Like, you had your drawings for other people, but I've never seen you so devoted in anything
Oh, I'm really good at storytelling.
until with this. And so, like, I want you. Like, I feel like I'm being serious. I feel like you will be a phenomenal writer. Your story.
Maybe I'm really good at storytelling.
Like, your storytelling is really good. Like, I'm good at storytelling, but like my storytelling is a bit like on like fantastical, which is yours is, but we have two different sides.
Mine is very deep and depth.
Like, yours is like you do what you do better than I do is world building.
No.
It's world building, which means building everything around yourself.
That's because I'm very visual. Like when I like think of things, it's very visual. It's detailed.
I try to be like.
I don't even try to be. I hate it.
Well, for me, I think it'll come up with a crazy ending, and I don't try to. And it's just the way that I feel like the story goes. Like, I kind of lead my way down. Like, there's 2 paths I can take, and I choose a path. You know, and
EJ, EJ, drain your water and get out of the tub, please. Drain your water, buddy. Okay, okay. Hey, if you don't complain, you get TV tomorrow. EJ. Well, then why don't you play in your water some more, bud? Okay.
anyways, so it's like when it comes down to my world building, I have a hard time because that mine's again realistic. The moment I did, EJ, bud, you're fine, bud. You can stay in the water, bud. But when it came to Destiny, my world building sucks. But your world building is better. You're able to, okay,
So what you're able to do is you're able to not even just you can literally do spin-offs off of your stuff, focus on other characters, and see where those characters go. You could go and focus on so many other things, and that's because of what you have up there, right? And right, so it's like you like I said, like that is a book that can make sales. That's a book right there that literally could become an anime. That is a book that I can literally see being an anime because of the way it is, right? And so it's like what I would do is when you feel like you are out of stock, copy and paste, send it over to yourself so that I can put it over there, scroll to the top, and just start reading it and being like, okay, can I add anything? Or
What do I want to edit?
yeah, and then you can just use Grammarly to edit too, but you're different than I am. Editing is so annoying that Grammarly just helps it out and stuff, but it's also easier to format too. But you're like go through what do I want to edit, what do I want to change,
What do I want to add?
yeah, and then like okay, I used because that's what I did with the first book was when I went through the first Grimm, like Grimm 1 was 120 pages. Okay, you've read more than 120 pages of Grimm. I had to make that 350. But I was going down, and no matter what, the ending was already solidified. But the way that I wanted to add to it to make the ending more big, the exact feeling that Isaiah had when he read it, that he loved the book, but he hated the ending because it was sad, and that was the point. Was I wanted to build that, right? And so whatever you feel like you want your ending to be, and you're like, okay, if this is supposed to feel emotional, add that emotion, right? Several times, the person that dies, I feel like I told you who dies at the end. Yeah, okay. Michaela doesn't want
And
to.
then you bring her back to life.
Yeah. Okay. But Michaela is afraid of dying and stuff, and because of that, she talks about running away and wanting to survive and not wanting to fight. And you see that every single time she brings it up, she gets emotional because she likes her life. She doesn't want to lose her life. She's afraid that that's going to be taken away because she feels like they can't win and stuff. And you add that more when she brings Donald's back, right? And she sees her best friend get killed again, and she's like, "You can't carry us there. I don't want to die. You're gonna bring us down to death. Us being here just caused her to die. At least when we're on the run, we got in a car crash. But at least they didn't die." Right, but then she eventually realized she had to make that sacrifice play because there was a chance, and so she ends up dying. But that was because she chose to, and you feel that emotion because you hate that. You see that she hates it, right? But you want that emotional ending, you do that. If it's a happy ending, you have to make them hate it at first, but then you start to see that they start to like it just a bit, and add on that liking bit by bit. So if like you have the ending be her and Ralph get back together. That ending is her finally admitting that it's okay to feel that love again, and not to be afraid at it.
I also have a small detail that because she, in her 8-month life, she one time just ran, and that's part of her nature. She's literally rabbitkin.
Yeah.
And so, in this life, she's supposed to go on continuous runs each morning.
Yeah.
Well, Ralph is the first one up every morning. Tovin, not Ralph, like you could call him freaking Ralph. Tovin. No, Ralph.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, Ralph. Realizes this. He goes on a run by himself every morning. Thinks nothing of it. So he stops her one morning and is like, like, would you mind me joining you one morning? Like, I do it every morning anyways. And she kind of like freezes like, oh fuck, like that's bonding time. That's seeing you every morning. That's talking to you every morning. Like, this isn't no like short run either. This is like an hour run each morning. And that's an hour of morning time spending with him.
Yeah,
like
bonding.
Exactly. And then down the line, because ChatGPT kind of fucked up my storyline a little bit, so had to argue with it. But I tried having Ralph give her a homemade box with things in it from the 18-month life, and I was like,
what I could always do is like whatever you have sent, I could always.
I don't want sent. I want to sit here and actually type everything.
You want to type everything. You
Yes.
don't want to copy and paste and do that.
No, I want to be able to read through what I'm doing and then type it.
So would you want your ChatGPT up, or would you want that like?
No, my ChatGPT would be up on my phone,
Okay.
and then while I'm reading through it, I would type it out.
Okay, then, yeah, it's pretty much, you go here, like, my stuff is different because of the fact that I go in and I format things after the fact. I would rather you do it this way. This is,